One of the questions I'm constantly asking people is, how do you measure yourself? Do you still measure yourself based on academic achievement? When you say, oh, I'm not very successful, or I'm only a this, or, oh, this thing isn't going very well, my question is always, how do you measure that? You see, we still leave school measuring ourselves by how well we did in geography, how well we did in English or maths. And yet our emotional intelligence plays a huge part in our ability to read the world and feel good about ourselves. Now, if that isn't success, I don't know what is. But psychologists acknowledge there are actually 9 different intelligences. I don't know if you can name them all. Maybe you would stop this video and just give yourself that little bit of a game. But I'll tell you what they are now, and then you can see which you think you score highest on and how useful that is to you. The first of our 9 intelligences is the one we're used to, logical intelligence, which is the processing, the stuff we tend to measure most of the time at school. The second one is intrapersonal. It's something we're all familiar with a little bit, emotional intelligence. How aware are we of what's going on inside of us? Then there's interpersonal relationship. How do we understand our social structure, who gets on with who, and how we are building relationships? Then there's kinesthetic intelligence, again, something we're very aware of. Some people are just very good at sports and their own bodily awareness. Musical intelligence. Some people, again, just pick it up. If you ever watched Elton John's film, you'll know that some people just have it. Then there's linguistic intelligence, how language flows. Some people can explain themselves particularly well. Spatial and visual intelligence, you could see this as creative and artistic, how people can view the world and then reproduce it in art maybe. Then there's naturalistic intelligence. Some people understand nature and are fascinated by it. And finally, our spiritual intelligence. Some people just have a deeper understanding of the universe and are aware, I guess, on a slightly different plane than some of the rest of us. So those are the ones that are labelled of our main 9 intelligences, and I wonder how you would score them for yourself. But I think it's really important to notice that we often can only quantify maybe our logistics. Maybe we can see someone who's kinesthetically aware, someone who's got really good coordination by the way they play their games. And heck, we've all been one of those who maybe wasn't picked at sport because we weren't so good with a ball, throwing it, catching it, whatever it was. But there are so many different ways to measure ourselves. So next time you are tempted to start telling yourself that you aren't successful because you didn't do so well in your exams, or indeed maybe that you become complacent because you did well in your exams, start thinking about the other intelligences and see how that might help you view yourself in a more positive light.